Hello there, Netrunner fans. We're coming at you from Adelaide with a GNK game from all the way from May. This is game 2 of the third round. We'll bring you the first round next week. I just felt like doing this one first because the first game was really amusing. Really amusing. Joining me in the commentary box today is A-List.
Hello.
And we'll be guiding you through this Leela and Industrial Genomics.
I don't have any happy memories of industrial.
Yeah,
genomics.
that's my fault though, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I know, I actually once, just in a casual, we had me and Odie, the player on the left, had a doubleheader where we were both playing IG. His IG is a lot slower, and it's running like 3 hostile infrastructures, and it's focusing on that whole idea of
Being untrashable.
being untrashable, or at least making it really painful to do so, whereas mine was more about some sick combo. Well, at least all 3 versions were about some sick combo.
Yeah, and it worked. It was terrifying.
It was, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really call it competitive, but yeah, it was pretty hilarious when you didn't know what was going on, and then it's like, oh, wait a second, I'm dead.
Oh wait, this Sand costs $1 million to trash.
Ah. Yeah, so I don't think we're seeing any sounds out of this IG, but the opening hand does look relatively strong. I mean, there's a Caprice there. I see a piece of ice. There's a Philotic. That might be a little dangerous to keep in the hand without any ice, but generally speaking, it doesn't really matter too much.
I don't know. I don't like seeing Caprice that early.
Yeah, but it's still decent. Also, because you're IG, it's like, what are they going to do? Trash it? I think there's only one face down at the moment. At least I think that's a face down. Yep, one face down. It's a bit glary, but you can sort of, when he moved his hand over, you could see that it was a cat sleeve. Just checking R&D as well, might as well. Because I mean, most IG decks, or at least most Genteki decks, they're running a Future Perfect or something similar. I mean, 3 points early is 3 points, but he is going to whiff on the HQ access.
It's Isurugi though.
Yeah, it's nice knowledge. It is nice knowledge. The only thing that the IG doesn't have at the moment is a Jackson. That's really the key at making sure your archives remains thorny. Because you can just be like, oh, my turn is I'll draw 6 cards, and then it's like, what do you do?
Yeah, just accelerating the amount of cards which goes into archives is really...
I'm just imagining that point where it's like, I will use Fisk Investment Seminar to draw IG cards. Anyway, so while we were all crafting on with Hades Shard has gone down and a Kitsune has fired into a snare.
And then yeah, he's checking archives, I think.
I think he's no, yeah, hasn't checked archives, he just trashed the snare.
Oh, okay.
But it does look like he's jacked out, however. Or is he jacked out? I would probably jack out.
I mean, there's no sense in continuing.
Yeah, I mean, if he's running Feedals, which is what I did.
Yeah, he's sort of shown his hand that it's a sort of kill deck, or at least net damage.
So no, he has jacked out. I think that's very sensible. There's any amount of things that could just blow him up from hand.
Is that running last click though? No. Okay, he gets a draw. Okay. Oh, he was
running second click.
Oh yeah. That's pretty smart.
Alright, so it's going to be installing of a hostile infrastructure. The only thing is IG doesn't have any of the Sundews or any of the other stuff where it's like, well, this Sundew is $1 billion trash, or any of the other real economy. So IG's definitely not in the biggest money situation. But by the same token, there's not really that many cards in the runner's hand. I think Adrian on the right, sorry, is
He's gonna get money.
He's just gonna draw up and get
cards.
money. So it's a good time for the corp to be poor, if that makes sense.
Still being rather baller with his runs.
Yeah, that was a run last click. That was rather interesting. Because I would definitely, like, if he hits a snare, I would definitely not want to see that Hades go. it's just going to be an install take 2. Again, I think that's personally, I think it's pretty solid. Just build a hand, build a board. You've got that pad getting you that drip economy. The runner's not really doing anything particularly threatening.
No, and I think that's Tsurugi onto R&D just to
Yeah, I think so.
terrify him. Oh, good old Logos.
Yeah, and that's also, I think, honestly, I think in this game, it's going to be a lot more strong for the +1 hand size than it is for the ability.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, in this matchup particularly, it's a rather peculiar matchup, but it is a... Okay, so it looks like he has just checked archives, and there was a Caprice in there and something else I couldn't see. See, if I was IG right now, I'd consider just drawing like a madman. Like, just draw, literally just draw, and maybe install the Hokusai over HQ. Just come on in, you know. But he has opted to take the more conservative route, which I think is still, again, perfectly reasonable.
Okay, yeah, he does draw up and throws one face down card.
Yep.
I don't think that pad has any danger of being trashed anytime soon anyway.
I really don't think so. The runner's economy isn't exactly, I'm going to go trash pads no matter how many cards are in face down, 0 or 10.
I mean, yeah, this is a very unhealthy Leela right now. She's got nothing on the board and no economy to speak of right now. No draw.
Looks like it's going to be draw, credit. Just trying to build up that board. But I mean, the thing is, even if you are like Leela at this point, like, what's the Corp doing to be particularly, you know, I'm going to win the game now?
Yeah, not much actually.
Yeah, I mean, sure, it's not the best position, sure, but like, there's no particular threat. It's not like you're playing fast draw and you're just sitting there, just like with a Hades, a Logos, and that's it on the field. Because I mean, against fast draw, I'd be pretty scared right now because they've probably already half won the game. Ooh, Magnum
Oh,
Opus.
Opus.
Yeah,
That's a weird splash. I mean, criminal economy based on runs is
Yeah, I mean, it's the classic choice, but again, I think in this matchup, it's definitely a really good option. Although security testing Desperado is really good, like against this sort of thing, because you just get so much money. There's the jacks. Okay, so now we're going to see a bunch of drawing.
Might put the Philodic back into the outcomes.
Yeah, I definitely would.
Yeah, Philodic goes down. Was that
Like
the other?
I think it was a future perfect.
Yeah. Oh.
So I think he's going to toss 3 agendas.
Yep. He might want to use that Jackson now before Hades charges. Whoop, happens.
He might.
Because the moment it becomes the runner's turn, it's like, well, I'm accessing these cards now.
Yeah, I mean, the fact there's 2 future perfects makes it slightly safer. Yeah, no, he's just gonna hold on Jackson.
Oh, you just gotta leave it. That is...
No, I can definitely see that as a reason. Because, like, the thing is, do you want to crack your Hades, like, right now? Because you're also going to hit the shocks and this and that. And
Oh yeah, I haven't been paying attention to the
I
lanes.
don't think any. Okay, so he's just made a run on it. Yeah, I think that's actually reasonable. Keep your Hades for when it's really stocked on your terms.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm guessing it's going to be keyholes. Because, I mean, if I was IG, I would have been half tempted to not throw agendas and just throw shocks. So, do you really want to blow your Hades shard on shocks?
I don't know, have we seen any shocks on the Cobb right now?
Don't think so, which is rather unlucky.
It's rather teethless, yeah.
Yeah, we haven't seen any archive shenanigans yet, but I mean, it happens, it happens.
Like, the trash costs of things isn't really coming into play right now anyway. The
Yeah.
quite reserved.
It's definitely going to come into play when the runner gets a lot more strong of an economy. Okay, so he's rezzed a hostile infrastructure in response to him trying to go trash the pad. Question is, does he now do it anyway?
Okay,
Yeah.
he does.
No, he's
Yeah.
gonna do it anyway. Yeah, I can sort of get behind that.
Yeah,
Only
stop
problem is
people
we
getting
know
money.
we know there's a melange sitting sitting on the far end, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
So yeah, that pad's not exactly the
It's not his only economy, yeah.
Okay, so he's going to opt not to melange, and that's fine, because he's getting a crick on archives. Crick on archives is still really strong.
Hmm. Sorry for that.
Oh yeah, wait, crick was Breaker Bay, so I guess the most recent pack legal for this was Breaker Bay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, well that's fine. I made an error earlier. Fix it in post. It's fine. Alright, so I mean, with the Magnum Opus economy now, IG's become a little more scared, I'd say.
Okay,
Because,
so
yeah, now he can just sort of go around and trash things. Which is really not what you want. You want to get your shell game to maximum.
Maximum depth.
Yeah. Just have as much crap as you possibly can, especially when you've got as many assets as it looks like he does. Okay, now he's going to go for
Yeah,
it.
he's gonna go for the money. Yep.
Yep, that seems pretty good. So the Corp's definitely got enough money to last a little while now. I mean, it's not like the melange is going to survive very long at all, but it's something.
Yep. There he goes.
It's fine. And also having that crick on archives is just strong generally. Like, even if you do face check it, you know, you got it. You can access archives if you want, but it's gonna not be so nice.
No. Not gonna be nice for criminal in general anyway. I think he just lost a dog.
Yeah. Okay, so it's gonna be install. Potentially attempting to threaten a score here. So I think there is a Caprice in that server, and I'm also pretty sure there's a Susanoo on that server, if I saw my eyes correctly.
Oh man.
See what happens here. We've got plenty of game left, so... I mean, 0-0 is not exactly a position to start making calls on the result. I actually forget the result. So, and I was bloody there. Now we will see what happens. IG just considering the move. Very strongly considering what's in archives as well. I think that's also a very pertinent point.
Was okay, so
Yeah, maybe not enough money to actually attempt the score. Okay, so a special order and filtering into the runner's hand, or at least one. Which is very good.
alright, and gotta get that baby.
And yeah, the baby. I think the baby's actually not as important with Magnum Opus on the field.
No, actually.
It's still good though, because it still gives efficiency to what the runner's going to do anyway, which is draw cards. Which is, I mean, it's why the baby was really popular for a while, because you can, like, professional contacts and Magnum Opus, you really don't want to combine because they just smash with each other.
Oh yeah, they're just so expensive.
Yeah, and that as well. I mean, with Career Fair now, it's slightly less of an issue. Because, yeah, you just play it for 2 anyway. So it's slightly less an issue, but you don't really want to combine it, because you're either going to be drawing and taking 1, or taking 2. which is really not that economical. But like the thing is with magnum opus, you're going to be drawing as well. So having the baby isn't so bad. 'Cause, you know, you draw your one. Oh yeah, I don't mind this card. Well, I'll just take some money now because you want to draw. Like obviously the runner wants to draw, especially in a matchup against Jinteki General because, well, it's a thing. I think one thing that the Corp could do now is put another piece of ice on R&D because I'm still really strongly suspecting a keyhole drop.
Yeah, both players not really expanding their board as much. Or I guess IG is dumping things into archives.
Yeah. IG is dumping things into archives, expanding. I would argue that IG is expanding a board. But yeah, as I said, I don't think the Corp can score until a second piece of ice is put on R&D, because otherwise they just I keyhole you to death is a thing. The other thing is, I mean, this was when Crick was just released. I think I saw my shoes again. This was when Crick was just released, and everyone in Jinteki was running a Crick. So, like, I think Adrian knows for a fact that that's Crick on archives. So he's gonna have to do something about it.
Oh, what's he gonna pull out?
Yeah, this is actually an interesting pull. Like, he doesn't really know anything. Fem, that's a good answer. That's a good answer.
So, yeah, just ice the set.
The question is, what do you Fem? If the answer is the Crick, don't think that's the wrong answer.
It could be Femming the second piece of ice and then just inside job.
Yep. No, it's gotta be the Crick.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a really good answer, because it's one sub. It's a 6 strength, but it's only got one sub, so...
Yeah. So, only... Well, I say only $1 to get past, but it total costs 10.
Yeah, but I mean, it's considerably better than what usually ends up happening with Cricks, which is like, oh, I've got my passport here. I guess I break it for like 5, and it costs you 1. It's filthy as hell. And what annoys me even more is that, like, well, you don't really have to care about Gutenberg because you can just next click clear the tag. You don't really have to care about Miramati because it's not disgustingly high strength, and it costs the Corp 2. But Crick is just 1 for 6. I mean, sure, it's very situational, but generally speaking, Jinteki is going to have something in the archives that they're going to want back. Whether it's, you know, a Hokusai grid or a... I don't even know. I'm just trying to think of things now. But
he did pull out hostile infrastructure with the intern, so that's also a desirable option.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of desirable options. I completely agree. So he's gonna start attempting to make the install into this remote.
Also, I think you made a play once where you actually put Crick on R&D.
Oh yeah, that's
really annoying me.
It's a thing because
you're criminals.
Yeah, I mean, that's also a thing. Sometimes you don't put Crick on archives because you're ice starved. But that was more my IG deck had no ice in it, so I had to do something.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
That sort of thing. Alright, so we'll see what happens here. The runner not exactly flush with as much money anymore. And the Corp drawing into another melange. The slow game definitely being played right now. By both sides. And I think that's right for the runner to be playing very slow here and conservatively. Because if you rush down IG... especially when you know it's a kill variety, you're just going to fall into some trap or another.
And just impale yourself, really.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Archives has been de-toothed a little because the Crick has been neutralized. But the thing is, like, with the amount of money the runner is generating, do they really care? Like, is it really relevant that you know... You can just break through with normal breakers anyway, because the amount of money is just disgusting. So we'll see what happens here. Ooh,
Okay.
Fairy going down, that will take care of any high strength sentries. So one thing I do like about Fem, even though it is 2 to boost, it's still just 2 to Like, it starts at 2 strength, and that's a lot of common sentries. Like, especially things like Sarugi. 2! Raising 2 hostiles. I mean, this is where it gets really, really crap. Because, like, to trash all of them, it's gonna cost you... It'll cost you 3
damage.
just to trash those. But that's net damage. And if there's a third... If there's a bloody third, hostile, you suddenly... It's like, well, it's 3 plus 2. It's 6 net damage to trash them all. And minimum 15 credits. Like... Oh, look, my shoes again.
Also, just to correct you, Fairy only costs 1 to boost strength.
No, so I was talking about Fem.
Oh, Fem, yeah.
Yeah, there's the video switch. Didn't miss much, so it looks like the hostile hit an inside job and something that we missed on the video switch. But the inside job's probably the more relevant thing. With those 2 ice on that remote, where we think there's been like an off the grid or something similarly silly.
I'd like to think it's the Caprice, because he did do a weird swap around with...
yeah, I mean... Yeah, it's definitely rather odd. Also, those hostiles are going to also be keyhole protection, so maybe the Corp doesn't need to double ice R&D, because if the runner tries to keyhole too much, they will literally die. Literally die. Okay, we'll see what the Corp does do now. I mean, I think you got to do something. Like, the problem is, it doesn't look like this is a direct kill. Like, I was running IGs which relied on, you know, I will over-advance these Ronins, and they will look like Cerebral Overriders, and then I will double Ronin, you know, that sort of thing, you know, where I can be in control of the kill. But it looks like this is a, I'm going to attempt to score out, but if you score around too much, you're going to probably die anyway, sort of kill. And in that sort of thing, you've got to do something. You've got to put yourself on the front foot. Which is definitely difficult to do against Criminal because of the amount of criminal tricks. But you gotta do it somehow. And the runner's still relatively in the money. I mean, not as much money now. But, ooh,
Okay.
so he's gonna go for the
He's
hostile.
gonna
I do think that's the right move.
I just wish he could make it cheaper.
Yeah.
It still hurts.
You can just run archives. Like, I would have run archives. So yeah, now it's, I think it's like 8 credits to trash 1. I mean, but the thing is, again, the runner can just be like, yeah, okay, I made that run. I'll just take some credits. I'll just take 6. It'll probably draw and take 4, but that's still 5 total. It's not bad.
Yeah.
And again, what's the Corp been doing? For the most part, the Corp's just been sort of milling around.
Going around
Making it
getting
installed,
money,
taking
drawing.
a couple of credits, you know, and I mean, that's fine for the most part, but there's got to be that point where the Corp,
Where
again, you got to take that front foot.
Where he has to, yeah, create a scoring opportunity. Or find one. Like, the runner hasn't really been running that much.
Yeah, and I think,
Actually.
again, I also think that's the right move. Again, be very got to be conservative.
Yep, another 8 to trash.
Okay, so runner now on $0. I mean, that can all change very drastically,
Yeah.
considering that the runner is being magnuming.
Yeah. So, looking at this, what has the runner been splashing into other than just 2 magnum opuses? That's
Opie? Magnum Opie?
Magnum opie.
Well, I mean, there's the Hades shard. That's 1.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume a keyhole, so that's another 3. What are we up to? 2, 2, 4, 5, 8. What else? What else?
Corroder?
Is there? Yeah, maybe a Corroder. We haven't seen a barrier breaker yet, so it's very, very likely a Corroder.
I'd say 2, just because of the lack of recursion that
Yeah.
criminal doesn't have.
So we're already up to 12 now. Okay, So we're going to be scoring out, and it's going to be a future perfect. I think that's a good
Alright.
score.
Yep.
That's a good score. It means that it gives the Corp the opportunity to pardon me, a bit hiccup there. It gives the Corp the opportunity to score out in 3 instead of 4, which against Leela and Logos is something you really want to do.
Oh, ouch. That's... Oh.
Oh, no, he's not. He's not
Oh.
bouncing something advanced. He just forgot to take the damn tokens off.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's still a legal bounce target, but
Oh, I think he pulled out indexing?
yeah, that is a thing that you could do.
Oh,
And yep, and he's going to bounce the R&D ice. I think that's pretty damn reasonable if you've got an indexing.
Yep.
With the amount of agendas we've seen a couple of agendas in hand. There's 3 points on the board. This indexing could whiff or just hit future perfects. It's possible.
I mean, you still get to see the next 5 cards.
It's still strong, yeah. I mean, all the older runners now got to hope is that other face down there isn't a Jackson. Because yeah, that could sour the plans a little. Okay, no, he's going to crack Hades Shard. That's also pretty reasonable, I think. Well, there isn't an APD there. That's...
Oh, that's quite nice. I think he will pay for it, most definitely.
Oh yeah, I mean, you get to
Yeah,
rule
and
something
you get
else.
Yep.
I mean, the only thing you really don't want to Leela at this point is what do you call it? The crick, because you've got it femmed.
Hmm.
Alright, so it looks like he's going to have pretty free reign now. And it's not the best Hades in the world, but it's definitely good enough. Ooh.
Oh, ouch.
So he was checking for a Jackson. That's definitely the right move.
Yeah, that was the right move, yeah. But he might lose the...
Yeah, but he might lose the indexing. Yeah, you're right. This could be bad.
Yep. 1, 2...
Ooh, that's also a good card to hit, but he needs to hit that indexing.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
got it.
There it goes.
Okay,
Oh, he's the same thing, though.
That's
He's
true.
absolutely-
It's going to be a little more painful to do, though, because now he's only going to have one more click to do things with. That legwork also would have been nice, just to give the hand a bit of a good run. So he's going to do the index. I think that's reasonable. Like, the legwork's all well and good, but I think you want to put the big pressure on the Corp here. Fetal
a shock.
I think that's a hostile, a Jackson, and a... What's that on the end? It looks like an agenda.
It does look like an agenda.
Future perfect.
Oh, okay.
With the amount of credits the Corp's on, I'd actually be tempted just to put the future perfect up front. Put the Jackson up the back. The shock can go wherever. That's going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe put the fetal like 4 down. As the 4th position, sorry. Try to come in next turn and snatch it.
Yeah, what are you doing here?
It's yeah, indexing always, it's like sometimes it's like, well yeah, there's 2 ABTs on the top and I have 2 clicks left, score, but like... Okay, so he's done that, yes, because the Corp's a little poor now. Bidding 0 might be a thing the Corp does. I would probably bid 1 or 2 as the runner, because I don't think the Corp would bid 0, but but that's the side game. I mean, well,
Yes.
it's the first rule of side game, always bid 1.
Okay.
So yeah, runner will bid 0 and Corp will bid 1.
Cool. Well, now we know there's a future perfect in hand. He
At
might...
least a future perfect in hand. Although there
Yeah.
is the ice tip that he can put back.
Yes.
The other thing that I just realised is that there's that upgrade on HQ, which is probably a hooker side grid. He can't res it, because if the runner hits a future perfect, it is an immediate steal. If he reses the hooker side. I'd be tempted to go like draw. Like if you could, draw same old thing legwork. Okay, so he's going to take the conservative option. I think that's a good option as well.
Yeah, the corp's not in any danger of winning.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd want to assess thing that now's sort of the time to put the pressure back on the corp when they're on 2 credits. They can't fire snares. They can't fire anything really.
Can't res that Tsurugi. Which
Yeah,
actually...
see now.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a... Oh, that's a lot of feedles in my hand.
That's a lot of feedles.
That would hurt.
So I don't think legwork's happening anymore.
No.
And I also don't think running on the hand's a thing anymore, because that's the thing, now he can res the hooker side, now he can...
Yeah.
Now the pressure's back on the runner to make a play, whereas before the corp was in a bit of struggling. I don't know, I honestly, I do think that was a bit of a misplay. Like, the Earthrise isn't bad, it's just a good play, but I feel like, again, it could have been like, draw, take 2 credits, make the run. Maybe you hit a feed, or maybe you hit a, that future perfect that you know's in there. And you get another crack at it, you can put the corp behind more by forcing them to play the side game. I don't know. But by the same token, I don't disparage it. It's definitely a tough call.
Like, pretty much right now, I can still just outpace the corp just through Opus.
Yeah, I mean, the Earthrise is
do.
also... Yeah, the Earthrise is also actually sort of a big deal now, because he gets to, he just gets to sort of naturally draw.
Alright, we're getting to Jackson now from the draw, so I think that was a shock left at the bottom before R&D becomes relevant again.
First click, run R&D. Oh no, it's a shock. Bugger! He got me!
I've done that, it's the worst.
Yeah. Okay, so he's going to be running VHQs. Tsurugi is res.
Tsurugi, yep, so he doesn't spend any money really.
Yep, Fairy is always a good option. Will he res the hooker side? I think I would.
Yes.
Nope, it's a Chrysium grid. Is it a Chrysium
okay.
grid? The glare is pretty strong.
I think that was Christian Grid.
I think it's a Chrysium. Yeah, it looks green, so it's probably Chrysium.
But yeah. I don't know, what would be the point in resing that at this point?
Probably
Leela's-
suspects emergency shutdown. Or a siphon in the future, or it might not have even been... I don't know, he didn't res it. What am I talking about? Also, I'm not... Yeah. Yeah, no, he didn't res it.
Oh, okay, so we're just looking at the shine of IG.
Okay, so I think putting down a Jackson and getting rid
Down
of
a
those
Jackson.
agendas is definitely the right play here.
Yeah, that's 3 agendas in hand. Alright.
Yep. And he's
What do we see here?
Oh, wow.
Oh,
That's a rough draw. So he's going to have to keep
I think
A
he keeps
fetal.
the...
No, he's
excuse
going
me.
to have to keep A fetal at a minimum.
And I think he just... Did he discard the feature perfect?
Yeah, I think he did.
Okay.
Okay, he's going to keep 2 fetals and throw the shot. I think that's the right move.
Yeah.
Because otherwise there's going to be 4 agendas in the archives, and that's not the best. Yeah, so you're right, it was a corroder, it was the barrier breaker. I think that's pretty reasonable.
His Aurora is awful.
Yeah,
I
yes.
And I don't know why they ever printed it.
I don't know, because they were like, criminals need a barrier breaker, let's give them this. And then they released Peacock and it was worse. Like, Peacock is literally as equal to or worse than Zoo 13 in every respect. I can't even see what that is. It's Himitsubaku.
Okay. Yeah, that was a fair call putting down the...
Yeah. Because, I mean, at the time, there was no barrier breaker, so...
Yeah, and he's strong. I would have strongly suspected that Tsurugi was on R&D.
It probably was before, but then everything got bounced.
Yep.
The game changed.
Okay, easy mark. Haven't seen that card in ages.
Yeah, I mean, if you're running a Magnum Opus economy, I'm not sure what you're doing with it. I'd rather have more tech cards like shutdowns and forged activation orders, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Especially, as I said, especially if you're running a Magnum Opus economy. Although I guess the reasoning is like a turn one, turn two sort of thing, like get your early game strong.
Yeah, like having it.
Because
Well,
it is relatively strong and early.
and using it to be able to bounce back from like 0 is great.
Yeah, that is also. But I mean, that's the thing. Once you got the Magnum Opus out,
It's
doing that anyway.
like you can just use that slot for something else.
Okay, so it's going to be an install credit. And he's going to rest Sunju. Yep, that's pretty strong. Okay, so I mean, first click, run archives, maybe?
Yeah, that seems. Well, he's already got the $2, but he wants the.
Yeah, but you don't want him to keep getting $2. It's also going to force a Jackson shuffle.
An account siphon. Okay.
Yeah, I like this.
Without the fairy, though.
That's fine. I mean, he's got fam, so he can still break. So he's going to res a pad, of course, because he's got them. He's got the money too, and he might as well deny the corp.
Must res everything.
Yep. No, but he's forcing it all out into the open. I'd actually legitimately still be tempted to make the siphon, and then go run archives, then go run, and it'll be archives, caprice.
Alright.
What else is there? Anyway, beside the point, because we've hit a fetal. That's going to be a good score.
A third opus? Wow, he really wants to see that.
Okay, so that's like minimum 10 to 12 influence.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure about that. I'm really not.
Like, yeah, it is supplementing Criminal's sort of weakness that it doesn't have a very good stable economy.
Yeah, but again, like most, I guess no, actually, no, it makes sense. Like, I mean, at the time, it was also an RP meta. Like, RP was a thing. I mean, not so much in Adelaide because we're all like jank lords, but like RP was very strong. So security testing didn't really fly as hard because you're just like, well, I have to run a central first and look at all these shiny centrals that are iced. It was rather infuriating.
Alright, yeah, so pops the Jackson.
So we're going to see Shock, Lotus Field
Yeah.
in the face downs. And again, like, that's pretty... pretty expected. Can hit Nailies. I think that's fine.
Yeah, he's already got the thing out.
Yeah. Now, I mean, does he have a click left? If he's got a click left, you run Sunju. Yeah, one click left, run Sunju.
Yeah.
Good
yeah,
move.
that's fair enough.
Definitely the right move.
Wait, now the corpse remains poor.
Yeah. I mean, the most you can get to now is 4. And I mean, that's some money, but...
Just Opus lets you just outpace that completely.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this is a very slow Leela game instead of an aggressive one. Just with Logos.
Yeah, and I mean that's fine. I was running a similar deck for a while, which was relying on professional contacts and just having this giant board, and then it's like, oh, you scored, good job. Have a pat on the head and a keyhole. Oh, it's going to be another siphon. That's just...
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, this time I don't think you're going to res anything. Then I mean, I'd be tempted to go run that Caprice. I mean, it's not like he's going to res anything.
No, he isn't.
He's not going to do it though. That's fine. Like, again, just being a bit conservative. It's okay.
Slow and steady is winning this race.
Definitely.
Like, yeah, what do you do as the corp here? Just keep trying to mass credits?
Yeah, I mean, I think you need to get at least some credits. So you can play Future Perfect Psy games, so you can play Caprice Psy games, so you can res the ice over what's relatively clearly a scoring remote. It's going to be a Jackson. I would definitely be getting rid of that, because that's the third one.
Yep.
He's going to have to use... I mean, we know he's got a Reclamation order in hand, but do you really want to blow a Reclamation order on one Jackson? It seems a bit rough. I mean, Archive Memory, sure, but like Reclamation order, I definitely want to do that to get, you know, all 3 of my hostile infrastructures back. You know, that sort of thing. He's going to run. He's only got 3 credits. That's enough to score a Fetal, for example.
Oh. Yep, this is the remaining hand.
That's my phone.
Okay, so this is the HE interface. Okay, so you don't really want that HE interface as or fighting any Jinteki at this point. But he's pretty damn close to the win now.
Okay, if we hear the God Hand theme again, I'll have to answer this call. That's fine.
So you're the God Hand?
Yeah, it's a pretty good theme. Sorry, it's a pretty good ringtone. It's a Sydney number, so I don't really care. At least I don't think I care. Anyway, back to the game. So I missed the cop getting to 5 credits. That's sort of a big deal. Although I'm pretty sure that HQ is still just straight up open.
Yeah. Well, but he lost the HQ interface, so that's not as efficient.
Yeah.
But like Tsurugi cost 6, so he's getting in.
I don't know. If I was to take some bets, I would probably say there is nothing on HQ right now, though. So nothing in HQ right now. I think the runner's doing the right thing here, going for what do you call it? R&D.
Oh, that's scary, seeing a Kitsune.
Yeah.
And like, you'd think that this would be an Ida keyhole deck, but it isn't.
Nah, I mean, not every Leela deck has to be Ida keyhole.
It sort of really works well, though. Although, yeah.
See what happens. It's going to be another draw. I don't know, every draw is the co-op that I'm making that isn't an agenda. I'm getting mildly more scared that the agenda is now on the top, and with Leela on 6 points, enough cards to survive a Fetal, and enough cash. Be 2 draws. I definitely start trying to make hits on R&D right now, and I'm still pretty sure that's a Mitsubaku despite the glare. Like, it sort of looks like a cube.
I'm pretty sure it is. It didn't cost them that much to get past it last time.
Yeah. So Leela trying to draw up to 6. So I think that's definitely good play. Just might as well keep your hand size fresh, make a good solid hit on a separate turn as opposed to little piddling hits. If you can draw into a same old thing, indexing is on the cards. I mean, you only need 1. You know there's no Jacksons. You trashed the last one.
All right, I think that was it's not Kitsune, so I'm not sure what went on top there.
Yeah, Kitsune until only draws a snare. I mean, he can get him with the Shikyu, but I don't think there's any 1-pointers in the deck, so it's pretty redundant. You've definitely got to put pressure on the Corp right now. Because that's the thing, he's starting to stabilize.
Yeah, that's a nice amount of credits and a full suite.
Yeah. Alright, so he's going to res the Tsurugi. We know there's nothing in hand that's particularly relevant, but... Oh, he's going to access the
Oh.
GQ. I don't think it's very relevant though. I'm suspecting that Odie's going to say I spent 0. He's going to spend
no,
1.
he's
but,
gonna.
you got me.
No, he's still in a fairly good. Oh, he's
Yeah.
got a fair bit of money. Might as well.
I just take the damn GQ. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
please.
still on 5.
And you made the corp spend money.
Yeah, corp spending money right now is definitely what you want. Just gonna take money for the last. Ooh, there was an agenda on the top of R&D.
So the last fetal.
We'll see what happens. Probably coming up to the end game here. I mean, Odie's still in a position to win, but needs more money. Like, I don't think he's got the money to actually put up a stalwart defense against the Mopus economy with baby draws also making money. Fact is, breakers are not just centrals. Like, there's no particular tricks he can probably abuse. Yeah, he's gonna have to take 3.
Yeah.
Corp deck also thinning out here. I saw once, I mean, it's obviously not going to rock up here, but when the corp deck's thinning, I saw what, I don't know, it's like sort of like a reverse keyhole. So you put keyhole, but you don't mill agendas, you mill everything but agendas. It was rather amusing. And it sort of worked, because by the end of it, the corp's just sitting there, and they're just drawing agendas, and it's just like legwork.
I think this is it.
Yeah, this might be it.
Yeah.
I mean, legwork, 5 cards, Fetals in hand. He could miss,
Oh,
Nah, he's going to get it.
Nah, he's got it. That's game.
That is indeed game. I mean, it was a long one and a strong one, but yeah, sometimes you just can't keep
Leela,
up.
Yeah, Leela played at exactly the right pace there.
Yeah, very slowly, and against IG, it's exactly what you want to do. Anyway, thank you, Alice, for joining me on this double header.
No worries.
And next week we'll come back at you with round 1 of this GNK, all the way from May. This was rather entertaining.
Yes,
Yep.
This was very fun.
Yeah.
I do hope you ask me to join again.
Sure. Alright, well, see you next week.
See you.